Hello and welcome back to J-Rod Studios. Today is the promised full walkthrough of the One Town Medical Center. This build contains an estimated 2,500 pieces and stands over 13 inches tall at the highest point. The most recognizable feature of this hospital is the 3-inch tall Star of Life attached to the second floor. Another part of the build that stands out is the over 13-inch tall pillar with a large letter O at the top. Let's begin our tour at the covered ambulance bay. The roof of the bay can be removed for easier access. On the floor of the ambulance bay, we have tiles allowing the ambulance to drive smoothly through the bay, although there are still many studs to display minifigures on. These paramedics are currently unloading this man who ran into a building while paragliding. Maybe he should try a more open area for his next attempt. If you look closely, there's a sliding glass door that leads into the hospital. The ambulance itself is based off EMS trucks I see in my city. The driver and passenger side doors can open and close. At the back of the truck are the two large doors for loading and unloading the stretcher. The entire roof can also be removed for easier access. Now that we've taken a closer look at the ambulance, let's remove the other floors of the medical center and explore the first floor. Remember that sliding glass door I mentioned? That leads directly into the emergency room. Right now you can see this nurse preparing the monitor for the patient who just arrived. At the same time, this doctor has burst onto the scene, ready to assist the injured paraglider. In the middle of the floor, we have the operating table. This table is designed to have the stretcher placed on top of it, meaning the patient doesn't have to be transferred between beds. Above the bed is the surgical light, just in case the doctor needs to perform some life-saving surgery. Hopefully our paragliding friend doesn't need surgery, or what's in this IV pole. I'll let you guess what that is. Around the room are 4 different medical stands, each one for a different purpose. We have medicine containers, monitors, more monitors, and surgical equipment. All 4 of these stands can be removed and rearranged depending on the emergency. If we squeeze past the doctor through this door, we find ourselves in the lobby. On the street side of the room, we find another sliding glass door, serving as the main entrance of the medical center. This nice elderly lady is coming to visit her granddaughter, who we'll meet later. Greeting the older lady is the reception nurse. Her job is to greet people who come in and schedule appointments if needed. Her modern-looking desk has 2 computers and an intercom for short-range communications, giving the nurse everything she needs to do her job efficiently. By now you've probably noticed the mosaic Star of Life on the floor. To the right of this, we have our seating area with a little flower. On the opposite side, we find a vending machine with snacks for staff and other people waiting in the lobby. Finally, we have our elevator shaft. We'll take a closer look at the elevator itself a little later. Traveling up the elevator, we find ourselves at the second floor. This floor is divided into 3 main areas. The first is the cafeteria and seating area. This coffee shop doesn't just sell coffee, it also has some small sweets to keep the staff and other visitors going. This gentleman is the owner of the coffee shop and has worked here since the medical center opened. Right now he's greeting our second doctor, who's about to check on a patient. If we head through this door, we will find the said patient sleeping in our second area, the intensive care unit. Remember the nice old lady from downstairs? This is her granddaughter. She was in a terrible accident and needed to have surgery, but she is doing much better. In fact, the doctor we just met is going to remove the last IV today, so she'll be leaving in the next few days. There are many monitors around the ICU. There's one next to the bed, on the IV pole, in the wall, and another large one with a syringe and a... Is that a lightsaber? Strange. Right above it is a television for the patient, completing the furnishing of the ICU. Our final room can be accessed through this door, but before we enter, let's look at the big fish tank. This freshwater tank is visible from both outside and inside the room. This room is a doctor's office for checkups and small emergencies. Sitting on the bed, we find this little boy who played out in the hot sun a little too long. He is hooked up to an IV containing saline solution and looks to be in good spirits. His mother, on the other hand, is much more worried about her son's condition, but is grateful he is feeling better. We find our final doctor looking in one of her drawers for something. I'm not sure how a syringe and reflex hammer will help in this situation, but I trust the doctor. In the corner next to the IV pole, we find a robot. This robot's job is to read vitals and deliver medical equipment. The robot can drive between rooms and even use the elevator if needed. So cute. Speaking of the elevator, here's a closer look at the elevator. It's not much, only room for 2 people, but it gets the job done. The elevator is attached by 2 ropes to the winch, which brings us to the roof of the medical center. This winch can be turned to bring the elevator up or let it down. Next to the elevator winch, we find a large fan and lots of antennas. Also next to the antennas is the very important ladder, the only way up onto the roof for maintenance. Continuing to our left, we find the HVAC unit, a water main, and directly in the center are the solar panels. These solar panels use stickered pieces from LEGO set 10213, and underneath these panels are some silver grills to add a little extra shine. And with that, the One Town Medical Center tour is complete. If you like this build, be sure to support it on LEGO Ideas using the link in the description below. Also be sure to check out the speed build video using the link on screen now. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.